Hello, welcome back to another lesson. Today we're going to be working through lesson number 7 here. We're going to be talking about different types of orders. We're going to be looking at market orders, limit orders, and then eventually stop orders. And the big idea between all these different orders are speed and price. So remember that. All right, let's go ahead and go on to the first slide where we talk about the trade-offs between orders. So, do you care more about getting the trade done right now, or do you care more about the exact price? Our market order basically gets you in the trade as fast as possible. Just get me in the trade. You accept whatever the best available price is because speed matters more to you. A limit order, however, is something different. It's basically saying you would trade at your current price, at the price you want or better. So now you control the price. You control the price you want, but there's a chance that nobody ever agrees to your price, and thus the order doesn't even happen. You cannot usually guarantee both. It's either one or the other, either speed or control of the price. Next slide. So let's talk about different market orders now. A market order tells your broker to buy or sell immediately at the best current price available. So imagine you want to buy a stock and the lowest seller is asking for $50.02. A market buyer is going to start taking those shares at $50.02. Even if the stock price is like $50. We're going to start taking that. But notice this order book. There's only 90 shares available at this price. What if you want to do more than that? Well, then you get it filled at $50.03, then $50.04, and so on, depending on how big your order is. So that is why a market order does not mean you're buying at whatever the price is on the screen, whatever the share price is. It means buy from the best available sellers, until my order is filled. The benefit here is speed. The risk is that you do not completely know what your final execution price is ahead of time. And this is where we get into something called slippage. Slippage is just a difference between the price you expected and the price you actually got. So imagine the screen says $50. The share price is $50, and you click buy. But between the time you see that quote and the time your order gets filled, the market moves. Your actual fill ends up being $50.08. And that 8 cents, the difference between this is 8 cents, and that is called slippage. So 8 cents of slippage per share. Now, 8 cents might sound a lot, but imagine if you're trading 1,000 shares. That's $8. Then 800, 8,000, 80,000. It adds up extremely quickly. Oh, sorry. So that's the key idea. Now, we can talk about limit orders. A limit order lets you choose the worst price you're willing to accept. Say a stock is trading at $50. You like the company, but you want to trade it at $47. So you place a buy limit at $47. That means your order can fill up $47 or anything lower than $47, nothing greater than. You will never pay more than the limit. You will never get anything filled at $48, $49, $50, only $47 or less. So now you have price control. You're basically saying that I'm interested in the stock, but I only want at my price, the $47 limit price. The problem is the market does not owe you that price, which means nobody might even sell to you for $47. Just might not happen. Your order just sits there, waits, doesn't get filled. So, speaking of filled, let's talk about how a good limit order can stay unfilled. Suppose you place a limit order at $47 and the stock is $50. Then it goes to 51, 52, 53, and so on. It goes up, but you never buy it. That is exactly what you told your broker to. You said, do not buy more than $47. So here's what's happening. The stock is going up. It's going up. You can make money off that, but you put a limit order right here. The stock never reaches this limit order. You never get filled anything. So the fact that you missed the trade does not mean anything actually went wrong. You just chose price certainty over execution. You want price control over whatever price you're going to get filled at. So here's another thing too. Even if the stock touches your limit price, even if the stock goes down and touches your limit price, there might be other orders ahead of you or not enough shares available for everyone. So simply seeing your price touch the limit order does not automatically guarantee that your entire order will fill. Now, we can talk about the difference between market limits in a table. With the market order, what you control is speed. You have a very high chance of getting the trade done quickly. The risk, however, is slippage. With the limit order, however, you control the price. Just at the maximum you will pay if you are buying, or at the minimum you will accept if you are selling. The risk is that the trade never happens, it doesn't get filled. It just depends entirely what you're trying to accomplish. If speed is priority, then go with the market order. If you want price control, then go with limit order. That's the difference. So how can you choose the right order? And with this, we're going to show two scenarios. Scenario one, you own a very liquid stock and bad news hits. And for whatever reason, you got to get out. The best thing you can do is with the market order. Scenario two, a stock trades at $50 and you only want to buy it if the price falls to $47. Maybe $50 is too expensive for you, whatever the raise may be. In this case, you want a limit order. So the question really is not which order is better, it's just what matters to you. Do you want speed or do you want price? That's that. Now we can look at stop loss orders. There's one more order that would be good to introduce. We'll talk about more of this later, but I'll just introduce it right now. So imagine you own a stock at $50, okay? And you decide that if it falls to $45, you want some kind of sell order to activate. So until the stock reaches 45, nothing happens. So I'm going to place a stop loss right here at $45. So as I just said, if the stock does not reach $45, nothing happens. Now, let's say the trigger is hit. The stock reaches $45. Two things could happen here. A stop, it could become a stop market order. So you will try to get you out quickly, but you could get some slippage. Or a stop limit order. That gives you more price control, but now you have the risk of the stock falling even more because your limit never gets filled. So stop price is a trigger. It doesn't mean you're going to get your guaranteed price at whatever the stop trigger is. $45, I'm at $45. It could be a couple cents off depending on what order you place that. So we can talk about the final takeaways now. As you do it in all the lessons, the big decision between picking a stock, there is more decisions than just picking a stock. You want to buy a stock, let's say Apple. That's not the only thing you do. How do you buy it? That's the question. How do you want to trade it? A market order prioritizes getting filled quickly, but you give up some control over the final price. A limit order, however, gives you price control, but there's a chance the order never executes. In a stop order, waits until a trigger price is activated and then activates another order. So before placing any trade, just ask yourself a question. Do I need to trade now or do I need to trade at a specific price? And once you know the answer, the question of the order, whatever order you want to do, comes pretty quickly, right? Speed, price. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Go ahead and finish up the lesson, and I'll see you next time. So hope you have a great day, and bye-bye.